Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining me on 10 Minutes to Get More. I went to an event on Friday and I was reminded of how not to do it. Honestly, I almost left at the snack break, but instead decided to use it as an experiment to see what it was that was annoying me so much. And I have distilled that down into 6 stages of running a good event. Now, you might be thinking, I don't run events, Emily. How is this going to be useful for me? Hold up and keep listening. An event could be an in person live gathering, like the thing that I was at on Friday. It could be an offsite for your senior leaders, a strategy day for your team, but it's also virtual team meetings that you probably have multiple times a week. How many of you have had a monthly department meeting where everybody in the department goes every month, but everyone kind of dreads it and everyone comes away feeling like no one really knows what's supposed to happen next? I definitely have. Think about the amount of investment that is, the amount of money actually involved. I used to, in my corporate life, go to a team meeting every month, about 20 people from a commercial team at all levels. It probably cost thousands every month just in time. And it probably didn't move the needle very much because it certainly felt formulaic and like I didn't always need to be there. Often it's about convenience to the most senior person. So if you're the person running this meeting, you feel like it's helpful because you can address the team in a kind of one-to-many fashion and you can get quick answers to all your questions. But there's better ways to share that information and get that information to flow, and then use the in-person time to harness everyone's brains and get new ideas. This framework I'm going to share with you also goes for a sales call or a client meeting. You probably don't need to do this every week if you have something like a weekly one-to-one, but I would say it's worth running through the steps once to make sure that your one-to-one is set up correctly. So without further ado, here's my 6 steps in more or less chronological order as to when you need to do them. Step number 1, planning. The usual stuff like the time, the place, who's invited, why they're invited. That's the bit that people often miss. What is the reason for inviting those people? If it's an FYI, probably don't invite them, just send them the recap afterwards. If you need them to prepare something, let them know. Don't just do all of this automatically. The more you consider it, the better your meetings will run. So consider the venue, for example. How do you want them to feel? Is it casual? Is it formal? And also, please, for the love of God, make it easy to remember. Put it in their diary. Have you ever had those people where you arrange a time to meet virtually and they'll be like, great, I've set it up, here's the Zoom link. And in WhatsApp or something, you get a Zoom link for like the next Friday. And you're thinking, well, now I have to make that in my calendar. And you've already made it in your calendar and you're inviting me. Why do I have to do the extra work? Don't be that person. Put the thing in their calendar, make sure it's going to set a reminder as well. Step 2, the build-up. Please make an agenda for every meeting you go to. It's only fair for you and it's only fair for everyone in the meeting. It helps everyone know that you value their time. No agenda means a waffling meeting with people thinking out loud as they speak. Now, I'm a coach. I know the value of thinking out loud, but not for the love of God in a meeting with multiple people where everyone has to listen to people formulate their ideas. Give people a chance to formulate their ideas in advance by knowing the agenda and what they should prepare in terms of like statistics, data, opinions, if anything. Think about what you want from them and think about what's in it for them and start from there. And those two things should be aligned. Otherwise, you probably shouldn't be having this meeting. What's in it for them and what you want from them. Also in the build-up, send reminders. So more than that, get them excited about what's to come. Is there something interesting they should read, a relevant survey or study that you're going to be talking about? Have you got a special guest coming in? What are they going to take away or learn from the event? How is it going to help them do their job more easily? Get them excited for it so it's not just a day in the diary that's lurking and they don't know what it's all about. Step 3, yes, I can count. Step 3 is the opener to the meeting. I strongly believe this is the most crucial bit of any event or any meeting because there's nothing worse than this like people wafting in slowly. If it's virtual, you know, when you go into a meeting and you're on time and they say, let's just wait 5 minutes for everyone else to catch up. I think that's really disrespectful for the people that come on time. It's wasting those people's time. They don't feel valued. And people learn to come late. They learn that it's okay to be up to 5 minutes late for your meetings and it doesn't matter. So radical idea, either start your meetings at 5 past the hour, which gives everyone a chance to go to the loo, get a glass of water before they come to your meeting. And they should always be on time. Or gives people something to do as people are wafting in. Have a question on the screen or up on the board. Have a prompt for people to discuss. So as others are arriving, they're already engaging in relevant conversation. If you're at an in-person event and there's some kind of mingling or networking, everyone's arriving and getting a coffee, you can have an icebreaker, icebreakers on the tables. Also, you can have be a good host, introduce people. If you're too busy still setting up in the other room while people are arriving, you've arrived too late to your own meeting. So make sure you're around, introduce people, especially people who arrived alone, help them connect with others. Number 4, managing the flow of your meeting. This is like the chunky bit of the meeting, and it's often where people just assume it's going to happen, it's going to work out. A few things to think about. How do you make sure different voices are heard? You will all know which are the big characters that are going to always put their hand up and say something. Yeah, I'm one of them because I'm a bit of a teacher's pet. But also note who isn't speaking. If there's someone quieter in the room, if there's someone that has some nugget of wisdom that you'd love them to share and they don't want to bring it out. Now, how do you get those people to speak? Probably not by saying, hey, you haven't said anything yet. That feels very awkward. Think about different formats within your meeting. So, for example, you could have breakout rooms or breakout groups. People often feel more comfortable sharing in smaller groups of 2 or 3 people, and then that group feeds back to the room. It helps you be more psychologically comfortable because you've already validated your ideas and bounced them off with other people before having to say them out to the room. So think about those small to big formats that can help people speak. Think about having something like a Mentimeter poll or a word cloud or voting on something on the screen, which helps different people communicate what they're thinking about stuff. Think about your role as the host, okay? Think about the optics of how it looks and how people feel. Have you chosen to have a microphone when no one else does? Well, that tells people that your voice is more important. And maybe it is. Maybe you're delivering a keynote speech and it is what people have paid for, so fantastic. But if it's a team meeting, then that looks a bit different. Think about, are you standing on stage while everyone else is off the stage? Have you put yourself at the head of the table with no one around you? It's fine if that's the intention, but make sure you do it intentionally. Think about how you want people to feel and perceive you. Then have a think about how close to the topic do you need to stay, and how much creative meandering and thinking do you want? Because there's a time and a place for both, but you've delivered an agenda. You've promised people what they're going to learn from this. You can't go off on a tangent for 20 minutes. You need to think of how to bring people back on topic firmly, but kindly and politely. That's an important thing to think about. And then how will you bring people back from breaks? If you're in an all-day event like I was on Friday, you should definitely be planning in some coffee breaks, toilet breaks, networking breaks. How do you want to bring people back? Because that changes how people feel as well. Do you just shout into a microphone and say, hey everyone, time to come and sit down? Do you want to go a bit woo-woo and have some ding-ding bells like you get in a yoga class? Do you want to have a song that you play that reminds people to come back? There's many different ways you can do it. Start a conga line around the meeting room and bring people back into the room if you want. And all the way throughout the flow, remember what's in it for me. What do you want to get out of the meeting? What do you want everyone else to get out of the meeting? Because if it's not relevant to that, you need to bring that back on topic. Step number 5, closing the meeting. The meeting shouldn't end just because the hour is up or just because you've decided it's finished. It has to feel like it's come to an end, or people will be left feeling like wanting more or like it wasn't quite complete. So always make sure to allow time at the beginning. Remind yourself, I need 5 minutes at the end, I need half an hour at the end to wrap up and get a view of how people found the day, who's doing what, if anything needs to be done, and what the next steps are. People often remember the beginning, the peak moment, and the end of any event or conversation. So the beginning and the end are really important because they'll all have a different peak that's individual to them. If you can manage the end and make sure that they're reminded of the good things that happened in the day, they're reminded of what they want to get done, and they're reminded of what they're inspired to do, they will leave feeling it was a much more positive meeting. Last step, step 6, is the follow-up. Make sure you do what you promised. If you said you were going to do something or said you were going to follow up on something, make sure you do it. Make sure it's clear what others need to do. You've probably got someone taking minutes, so make sure that's very clear. And I would say as well, get feedback. Obviously, for something like an in-person all-day event, you want to get feedback, a quick form, or at least elicit some questions, send people some questions to elicit some feedback. But I would say you could do this at any type of meeting. It could be a quick 10 seconds at the very end of the meeting. If you're in a sales call, you could say, did you get everything that you needed out of this call today? Was it clear to you? What did we achieve what we wanted to achieve? And is there anything that was missing? In your weekly one-to-ones, maybe not every week, but once every couple of months, you can say, are you getting what you need out of our one-to-ones? Is it all clear? Have you got everything you need from me? The more feedback you get, the better you'll become at running these events, meetings, sales calls, team gatherings, strategy days. So that is my 6 steps to run a successful event, make sure everyone enjoys it and everyone is getting something out of it and it's worth your time and money. If that feels like a bit much to think about, and if you'd like a bit of help, I support companies and teams to facilitate their strategy days, their gatherings, their planning for the next year, and things like that. So please do get in touch if you'd like that kind of help.